You've heard of Trinka AI and its features, but you're not quite sure how to incorporate Trinka AI into your workflow. Let me tell you how. The Trinka Podcast, academic writing done right. Hi, my name is Dr. KK and I'm thrilled to welcome you to yet another episode of the Trinka Podcast, where we discuss everything related to language technology, AI in the space of academic publishing, and much, much more. I'm hoping this to be the first of several episodes of the Trinka Podcast where I'll introduce listeners and viewers to the features of Trinka AI on different platforms like the add-in and the Cloud Editor. So let's get right to it. So right now I have opened a document on Trinka AI Cloud. Now, how do you upload your documents? I'll just quickly walk you through. You can click File menu over here and upload a new file from your device or one of the cloud drive options. And all the files that you uploaded, you can see in my drive. And these are some of the documents that you can see that I've uploaded. And I'm going to open the document that I just showed you by clicking on this card. So now you have your document uploaded and you have to run the grammar checker. It'll automatically run and it'll show you all the alerts in the alert panel on the right hand side of your screen. I hope you can see it. Now, before we get to the alerts themselves, there are three settings that I would like you to be aware of. One is the document type. So you can see that for this document, I've chosen academic writing. You can also choose general writing. If suppose it is not an academic document, the results might vary and might be better suited. The second option is the style guide option. So in this case, I have chosen AMA 11th edition. Now there are some other style guides such as ACS, AGU, APA, IEEE, and you can also choose to not have any style guide because you would be writing in your own style if you wanted to. So in this case, this is a medical case report and I have chosen AMA 11th edition. So let's click out of that. The last thing that I'd like to show you in terms of setting is to choose at the bottom bar the type of English, US versus British. So in this case, I have chosen American English because my intent is to publish in American English. Now let's take a look at the alerts themselves in the panel on the right hand side. So at the top right, you can see that there's a little funnel, and if you click on that, you can see all the categories of alerts that you are being shown right now in this particular document. And so we have 5 categories: grammar, spelling, writing advisor, enhancements, and AMA 11th edition style. Now to make this easier for you to understand, I'm going to uncheck everything and I'm just going to show you the grammar errors or the alerts. So I'm going to click out and you can see there are 3 little cards in the alert panel. So I'm going to click on the first one. Trinka AI is telling me that this should be genetic instead of genetical. Yes, it is right. So I'm going to click genetic here so that it makes the change right away. And then on the next one, it's asking me to check the spelling of triglycerides. And I think it is right yet again. So I'm going to click triglycerides. So it makes that change. And in the last one, Trinka AI is asking me to revise due to in this phrase to because of. Now there is an adverbial adjectival aspect to this, but I think it is right yet again. So I'm going to click because of because it is all right. So all the 3 grammar alerts that were shown for this document are right. So let's take a look at some other alerts. So I'm going to check spelling now. Now you can see that the only card tells me to change the spelling of characterized with an S to characterized with a Z. That's because I've chosen American English. If I had chosen British English, it would have just let it go through without any alerts. So again, once again, a right choice. So I'm going to click characterized with the Z, and then I'm going to the next alert category, writing advisor. Now, depending on the topic that you're writing about or the manuscript is about, I would recommend that you use the writing advisor suggestions accordingly. So in this case, let's see what it says. It tells me that in this particular sentence, the sentence reads, this clustering of familiar hyperlipidemia, atrial septal defect, and polydactyly within the family suggests a possible genetic etiology. Now it seems fine to me. Now let's see what Trinka AI tells me. It tells me consider reviewing or deleting this word depending on the context. Such words are called hedge words as they are used to reduce the certainty or directness of an argument. If used unnecessarily, it can lessen the impact of your message. Use such words selectively. So this was helpful for me, but I disagreed with it. So I'm going to click OK, this was helpful. But I'm not going to change it because I like the way that it is right now. Now I'm going to go to alerts and turn on enhancements. Let's see what it says. So there are 3 cards. The first one, I'm going to click it and it tells me that for word count reduction, delete this entire phrase. So let's read the sentence. Polydactyly is a congenital anomaly characterized by the presence of extra fingers or toes. Now I see that it's useful if I wanted word count reduction, but I like it the way it is. So what I'm going to do is to click this reject feature so that it wouldn't prompt me again. Let's see what the next card says. Again, it's a conciseness tip. All the writing advisor tips are going to be like this, and it might be preferential. You might not want to agree with what Trinka AI is telling you. So in this case, it is telling me to decrease word count again for conciseness. It wants me to delete. The aim of this report is to describe, and rather change this phrase to the report described. Now this is a stylistic thing. I prefer the way it is right now, so I'm going to reject it again. The last one, Trinka AI is suggesting that I change deferred to delayed because it thinks that deferred is a plain language term and delayed is probably a better alternative. So let's see what it says. If by deferred you mean put off or delay an action, then replace it with postponed, delayed, held off or put off. However, if you mean to submit or acknowledge something, then you submitted, gave in or acknowledged. So in this case, we are talking about surgical intervention to remove the extra digits was considered but deferred in terms of time, as in it was postponed. So I suppose you could technically use postponed as an option, but I'm fine with deferred. So again, I'm going to reject this. So all the 3 writing advisor prompts I have disagreed with. So we are left with just the one category, which is AMA 11th edition style. So let's see what it says. There are 2 cards and I'm going to click on the first card. Now we are talking about the term stroke here in the context of neuromedicine, I suppose. So Trinka AI is saying, according to the AMA style guide, instead of using just stroke, you should use ischemic stroke, hemorrhagic stroke and or transient ischemic attack. Now this is a word and phrase choice as per the AMA 11th edition style. In this particular case, look, the way that I look at it, I'm not quite sure what it should be. It could be hemorrhagic or thromboembolic or ischemic. So it is a good suggestion, but I'm not going to use it. So I'm going to say reject for the moment, but it's a useful one. I'll give it that. The last card is about hyphenation. Trinka AI suggests that I remove this hyphen in the word non-functional because I think it's American English as well, but it's also recommended by the AMA 11th edition. So I'm going to click yes. This is something that I like. So with that, we have all the language issues and alerts resolved or rejected. Now I'm going to click out of it and I'll talk about how I think you can use it in your workflow. So that was a quick walkthrough of the features, especially the grammar, editing and proofreading features of the Trinka AI Cloud platform. So this is how I would recommend that you use it. Let's say you're finished writing your manuscript and you've already gone through it in terms of the human editing bit. You can use Trinka AI Cloud features for fine-tuning your manuscript in terms of American and British English style, as well as to ensure compliance with one of the style guides that Trinka AI Cloud platform offers. You've already seen that I have very strong opinion about some of the word and phrase choices that I use in terms of the prompts that Trinka AI Cloud offers. So if you find yourself to be in that kind of a writing style and you have your own opinions, then I would recommend that you turn off the writing advisor and enhancements options or the alerts in the filter for the alert panel. That is a right top funnel, that thing that I showed you. So you can turn that off. Turn those options off so that you'll have fewer prompts and you can go through your documents faster. There are so many other options that I'd like to walk you through, but that'll have to be covered in another episode of the Trinka podcast. I hope you learned something new about the Trinka AI Cloud platform, and I hope you can find a way to use it to improve your academic writing and publishing workflows. Now, the Trinka podcast is available on all major podcasting platforms. Let's say Spotify. So if you're listening to us there, please rate us 5 stars so that the algorithm will push our content up so that more listeners like you can also find such content. We publish our videos on YouTube as well as on our website, and we plan to do it every Thursday afternoon India time. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell notification icon and share it with your friends and peers, because we feel that such knowledge should be shared and everybody should benefit from such technological, innovation. We are also available on all major social media networking platforms. So Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Weibo and WeChat for our Chinese audience and listeners. Please find us there by searching for Trinka AI. Follow us, leave us a note, let us know what you think about the content that we have published so far, and if you have any suggestions or any future episode ideas. And if you want to write to us by email, write to us at podcast@trinka.ai. And I promise to go through all the comments, all the emails, and I'll try to respond to them as fast as possible. On behalf of the wonderful team that supports me in generating the content for the Trinka podcast, this is Dr. KK signing off for the Trinka podcast. Academic writing done right. I'll see you in the next one.